do you like games? Like, do you like gaming? I feel like there's a bit of a difference because, like, personally for me, I love games. I like watching people play games. I like learning about games, but I'm still a bit hesitant on gaming in and of itself, just because I feel like I'm quite bad at it. Like, I used to game as a kid. I used to play on the Nintendo. I used to play Pokemon and Kirby, but then my parents were just super strict in terms of me gaming. Like, they did not want me to game at all, and I think it's partly the fault of my brother because he was a really big gamer. I think his main games, from what I remember, was World of Warcraft and GTA, Grand Theft Auto. I think he had like all, I don't know how many, but he had like a numerous of those games, like in those Xbox packaging. Like I would go through his drawers, sorry, and then I would see like the same game with like different numbers and different, slightly different covers, but like in that same art style. But yeah, and apparently he spent too much time on it and it tanked his grades, and then my parents didn't want a repeat of that, so I never got the chance to game. But then I always got the chance to see my brother game, and so then I would watch other people game on YouTube because that was becoming a thing. And then I used to watch PewDiePie. And I wouldn't watch all of his games. I think my most memorable impressions were The Last of Us. And all the indie ones that he made, like Ao Oni, or the Mad Fodder, or Ib, or The Witch's House. I really liked those because they had plot. I also watched Corpse Party, which is quite terrifying. I watched it because of the anime style. I got into anime like every other Asian kid back in the 2010s. And that was quite terrifying. I don't know, it probably changed my brain chemistry because it was so... Oh, anyhow. But yeah. And I never got to like game because I would just watch people game. But then that wouldn't do anything because you're like not actually doing it. It's like watching people play a sport that you've never like touched before, and then when you get into the sport, you don't you didn't have to go through all of the like logistical decision making or whatever. Like, you weren't put in the spot. And then now you're being put in the spot and you're like not necessarily that much better at it just because you've watched a bunch of YouTube videos on it. Oh my god, I used to watch so much Minecraft. I used to watch like hours of Minecraft of these people building these sort of what's it called? Farms, like mob farms. It was so specific, like the ones with the cages, and then you would build like this entire structure around it so that it continuously spawned mobs, and then it would auto kill them, and then it would like automatically put them in the chests. Anyhow, all those videos, and for what? So regardless, I still like games though. Like, my current hyperfixation or my current obsession is this one game called Fear and Hunger. I think it came out a few years back, but the lore was just so intriguing. I love when people like make compilations of like different games and you're like, oh, this one will traumatize you, don't touch it. Because then what ends up happening is that I look at it, and Fear and Hunger, like, you know, like how there's some games or there's some movies that are just like way too gory or like way too like... Yeah, but I feel like Fear and Hunger was actually super interesting because of all the lore, and like mechanically it seems like a nightmare to navigate through, but the lore is so fun. So I've just been watching like these videos about each game character, like Fear and Hunger, and then Fear and Hunger Termina. I've been watching like a lot of lore videos, and I especially like the first one, Fear and Hunger 1, where they're in the dungeon, because I just feel like it's so... I love it. Like, the medieval aspect of it is done so well, and there's like these, I guess there's like the horrifying ding dong scenes, but if you ignore that, I mean, you can't really ignore it, but that's what's interesting because you can't ignore it, and that's like one of the... Anyhow, sorry, I'm rambling a lot. What about you? Are there like any hyperfixations, or are there like any games that you like gaming? Let me know. Okay.